Hinduism about homosexuality or LGBTQIA+. So this topic might be uncomfortable to some of you, but my aim is to spread the message of Sanatana Dharma recommended by God himself. The Vedas talk about other genders, and it has recommendations for those who identify themselves as other genders. In the next few videos, I will clear out certain doubts you might have about LGBTQIA+ and what our scriptures has to say about it. Follow if you don't want to miss it. What is the Vedic view of homosexuals? Vedas don't talk about homosexuals, but Upanishads and Puranas have stories that can be considered as homosexual. For example, Shikandi was born as a girl but later changed into a male with the blessings of Gandharva named Yaksha. There are few other stories like the story of King Sudyumna, who turned into a female because he entered into a planet where every male would turn into a female by the power of Shiva. The story goes on and his female form becomes pregnant by Buddha, the son of Moon, and that is how the Moon dynasty came into existence. But does the Vedas support LGBTQIA+? Find out in the next video. Number of genders according to the Vedas, and what are they? So according to the Vedas, there are three genders, namely Purusha Prakriti, which is masculine nature, Stri Prakriti or feminine nature, and Tritiya Prakriti, which is the third nature. The word Prakriti or nature is used in most of the scriptures because gender isn't what you choose or identify with. Gender is natural, and other than surgery, you cannot claim to be something else. But what about other genders? Find out in the next video. What is the Vedic view of transgenders? Vedas do recognize the third gender as Tritiya Prakriti or third nature. This text from Garbhopanishad says if the father's seed is more potent, then the child will become male. If the mother's seed is more stronger, then the child will become female. If the seeds are equal, the child will become neither male nor female. Interestingly, Sanatana Goswami gives details about the union of husband and wife. He also gives a list of constellations or nakshatras during which mating would produce Tritiya Prakriti. It is also noted that the principle of dharma concerning sex are meant for heterosexuals do not apply to them. But what about the same gender attraction? Find out in the next video. Can same gender attraction be natural? Existing in or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind, is the actual definition of natural or Prakriti. According to Dharma Shastra, mainly Manusmriti, it is said that if a man has sex with another man, then he should take shower with his clothes on. Now that is not a restriction, but a way to cleanse. Mahabharata, however, disapproves sex between men. The word Vyoni Maithuna, V Yoni, which means other than vagina, and Maithuna means sex. So a man should not have intercourse other than a female who has a vagina. More insight on this topic in my next video. Don't forget to follow. So does Kamasutra talk about LGBTQIA+? Kamasutra doesn't directly talk about LGBTQIA+, but it talks about the third gender or Tritiya Prakriti. The 9th chapter of the second division deals with the oral sex between non-heterosexuals, Tritiya Prakriti or the third gender. The third nature person are of two types, those who dress like females and the other who dress like males. Dvivida Tritiya Prakritaha Shri Rupina Purusha Rupina Cha. It continues to say that those who behave like women are to be employed for oral sex. Tatsya Vandane Jagana Karma Taduparikshakam Acharikshate. They were paid sex workers such as courtesans. Vaishnavat Charitam Prakasayat. For the male types who has sexual desires for males but cannot make nature very evident, he should take the profession of masseuse and by thus coming into contact with males, satisfying them through oral sex. In this context, the act of oral sex is described in detail, but there's a catch. See it in the next video. The advice from Kamasutra. Kamasutra does talk about oral sex for transgenders, but it concludes that just because it's described in the Shastras, that doesn't mean oral sex should be practiced. It also gives an example of dog meat, saying that it's very healthy, but saying that does not mean anyone should try it. The only reason Kamasutra talks about it is that it talks about everything about sexual urges that humans have. The only reason Kamasutra talks about all this is because it talks about humans and their sexual desires. With respect to LGBTQIA+, let me leave you with a quote from Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 3, verse 33 says, "Even wise people act according to their natures, for all living beings are propelled by their natural tendencies." What will one gain by repression? Think about it. See you in the next video.